Welcome to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. This show gives entrepreneurs and small business owners a platform to build a relationship and educate our audience in their field of expertise. We're here every Saturdays from 11 a.m. to noon. And this week we talked to Stefanie Montalvo. Stefanie is a leadership executive coach, and she is hosting an event in Manteca, California at the Manteca Transit Center, 220 Moffett Boulevard, on Wednesday, February 21st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., featuring John Maxwell, Kendra Scott, Ryan Leake, Marcus Buckingham, Randy Estrada, and your host, Stefanie Montalvo.
I'm going to be there too.
And okay, you're going to be there too?
Oh, yes. I mean, I'm looking forward to this. Remember last week we were talking about, mental health.
Yeah.
And then I remember towards the end of the segment I was saying, well, as a business owner, if things are going wrong in your business and staffing is a big problem for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to deal with it. Well, I don't want to go to a therapist to make me feel better about how depressed I am about staffing. How come, my goals aren't being met or any of these things.
Yeah.
And so when I had a chance to bump into Stefanie and I heard what she is doing, and then I'm going this is exactly what business owners need. Once we know how to develop the leadership and the leaders in a company. And so I said, you know what, you have to come and share this. And so I asked her, because I've always known her as being a business owner and an entrepreneur. That's how I knew her. And I didn't know that she was doing this.
Yeah.
Stefanie, so why? Why did you start doing this?
So, well, it goes all the way back. But why I decided to do the event is because there's nothing like this in this area.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to bring these top leaders to the community so that they can share what they've done. They've been, successful business owners, entrepreneurs, leaders in the industry, top leaders in the industry. And so we need that here. I feel like right now as a whole, the world is leadership sad. And what better thing to do than to bring this to my own community?
And I think that's the whole thing. Justin and I have talked about it a lot also with business owners. They can be good at what they're doing, whether they're a painter or they're creative in baking. But a business is still a business, and you have to run staff.
Yeah.
You have to be able to manage it.
It's hard because you have a passion about your own business, but it's hard to get other people to get passionate about your business.
Yes. And then staff, they're there sometimes. You now have these employees that they call what is this? Quietly quitting or silently quitting. It's I'll show up, I'll sit there, I'll collect a paycheck. And so to get, to build a team, I think that's very important. Employees, you can pay them a lot of money. You can do the benefits and all of those things. But why do employees stay? And they say employees don't quit if they're happy at work, if they feel fulfilled, if they feel like they're part of a team. And sometimes as owners or managers, they don't know how to create that kind of environment. And so what would you bring to, let's say, a business? Because I know you told me all about those things, like being able to just get back to, tell me a little bit. Why should I come to this? Why should business owners come to this?
Absolutely. So this is an event where you're going to learn key strategies to retaining people, how to create an environment where they're more productive and they want to come to work and they're happy. One of the things that you're going to hear from Marcus specifically is that love is missing in the workplace. When people come to work, they want to love what they do. It's like you said, it's not just about the paycheck. It's not just about the money. Especially this generation, this younger generation, they want to have purpose in their work. And a lot of times the younger generation, they're doing the tasks that aren't as, meaningful in the company. Yeah. They're starting at the lower levels. And so if you can show people the purpose and the reason behind what they're doing and create an environment that people want to come to work, and that's what we're going to do at Live to Lead, is to show you that. To teach you how to create an environment.
So we'll get
for
the
your
tools.
Employees. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What else do we get?
You also get, I'll feed you. We're going to have some food.
Oh,
yep.
Okay, I'm there.
And of course, you're going to get your workbook that's included with
a
this.
Workbook. Okay.
Yep. And so all of those things. And then beyond that, if anyone who attends the event wants more additional services, both Randy and I will be offering some additional services. We do strength, team-based trainings. We also do, we improve company culture and values. So we do a lot of that kind of thing. We come into companies and help with that.
All right. So you listen to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV, and our guest is Stefanie Montalvo, and she is a leadership executive coach. Her phone number is 209-986-3121. If you'd like to register for this event, you can text LIVE, the number 2, LEAD, or even better, text L, number 2, L to 209-986-3121, or email Stefanie at stephanieleads2@gmail.com.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we also talked about so much about getting to know your staff, and then also, of course, business owners. We want to do what we do best. We want to get back to running our business,
right?
And so we put a lot of it sometimes in the hands of our managers. I do something, and this is interesting. I told her I do personality tests on everyone that I hired, not because I'm looking for a specific personality, but it allows me to know how to communicate best with them. It's kind of like if you have this great customer service person and then, we need salespeople, and you push this customer service into sales, they're going to be miserable. Same thing, a salesperson might be good at customer service because sales is being good with people. But if you tell them to sit on the phone, we're not going to do sales, sit on the phone and talk billing with customers, they're going to die inside. And so that was interesting. She told me that part of this leadership, one of the things that you offered was something you said, dice or
disc.
Oh, see?
Yep, disc.
Why don't you tell me about it? Refresh my memory.
Yeah, so it's a assessment, just like what you talked about, and it have 4 areas of strengths, and it helps you to determine what areas of strengths your employees have, and then from there you can lead them better, right? Because now you understand who they are, what motivates them, what demotivates them, how to communicate, what things demotivate them in terms of communication, what their styles are. So it's a strength-based teamwork type assessment. And so we can do 2 things. We can come in, we assess each individual, then we take the entire team, so the entire office, we put that into the system, and then it comes out with a plan. Like the computer program will come out with a plan for us then to deliver to the office to help things to flow better.
Okay, so this is all touchy-feely and sounding good, but you did something for a doctor's office. What were the results?
Yeah, so I've been working with the physician's office for about a year now, and we did exactly that. We went in, we did the assessments, and then so what's improved there is retention, right? So she has a better staff, people are happier, but the bottom line is the sale.
Bottom line, that's what we're interested in.
The bottom line is the dollar amounts. So we figured it's about an 18% increase in revenue the past year with this staff. So it's improved. Everybody's happier, especially the doctor.
I'd be very happy with that too.
Yeah.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to be talking to Stefanie Montalvo. She is a leadership executive coach, and she can be reached at 209-986-3121. If you'd like to register for this event, text LIVE, the number 2, LEAD, or even better, text L, the number 2, L to 209-986-3121, or email Stefanie at stephanieleads2@gmail.com. This is the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, you can reach Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. And then our guest today is Stefanie Montalvo, and she is a leadership executive coach. And she's hosting an event in Manteca, California at the Manteca Transit Center, 220 Moffett Boulevard on Wednesday, February 21st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And she's featuring John Maxwell, Kendra Scott, Ryan Leake, Marcus Buckingham, Randy Estrada, and your host, of course, is Stefanie Montalvo. She's a local person from this area.
We've been talking about resolutions, and we've been talking about, and that's the whole thing. Everyone is in the planning phase. Businesses are coming up with brand new compensation plans, new processes, deciding who to hire, who would be best for their team. And, the thing is, I've known Stefanie, but I've always known her as an entrepreneur. always as a successful business owner. But that's the same thing. People see me, oh, Jeanette, such a successful business owner. You know, they don't see the ups and downs. It's kind of like Facebook. Everyone's on vacation and going to great restaurants. So, Stefanie, I'm really curious. Because I see you as a leader. Where was your passion? Just tell me the history of how you even got involved in this.
Yeah.
There's got to be a good story there.
Thanks for asking. Yeah, so
Put you on the spot.
I was a young leader back in 1998. So I was 30 years old. I was put into my very first leadership position, and I had absolutely no experience leading people.
Oh.
But I was really good at my job. So my boss thought, well, let's make her a manager and let her lead people with absolutely no leadership experience. And not only that, I didn't have good mentors there at my current job that I was promoted at. So I sought out mentorship, and I did that through reading and attending seminars, like skill path seminars, those types of things. Those are really popular back in the 90s. And so I read a lot of books, and one of the books I picked up was a book by John C. Maxwell called Developing the Leader Within You.
Oh, okay.
It's my very first John Maxwell book. And I read that book, and I used that book as my tool, as my guide to building my team and working in an environment where I was leading people. And I was very successful at it. And I followed all John's methods. I actually,
it worked.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. I had happy employees. In fact, my boss at the time came in and said, you know, why are my employees so happy? Why is my turnover not, improving? Why is it improving, I should say? So she saw that I was making a difference, but it was in an environment where they didn't really, they didn't feed into that positivity. So I left that company and I ended up working in corporate direct sales after that for 15 years and using these methods, John Maxwell's methods, which is basically servant leadership. Serving your team,
servant leadership.
Leadership. So putting your team first.
Oh,
leading from the back.
As a business owner, that's sometimes kind of difficult, and that's why for me to be able to do my job and everything else, it's very time consuming. Let's put it that way. That's why we hire managers, and maybe I'm going to have my manager attend. Because that's the whole thing. I sometimes feel like I have thrown someone into a management position and maybe they do need more tools. So definitely I'm going to have my operations manager, and she's fabulous. But if she can pick up some more things, my team is very happy. Anyone comes into my office, they go, wow, everybody here is so happy.
Oh, yeah.
You met my team.
Yeah, I can see that when I was there.
Yeah. We must be doing something right.
You're a good leader. I can see it.
We can always learn more. So yes, go ahead. So leading from servitude.
Right. And so I, I've done that in my whole career. And when I left, let me tell you let me back up a little bit. So in 2015, I was leading from the back. I was top in the nation at the time, doing really well in my career. And they promoted me to one of the worst teams in the country so that I could bring the team up. I spent 2 years. I spent 2 years grinding, building that team. And they came to me one day and said, listen, we were going to make some changes and we want to move you to a different position in the company. And it's basically a demotion. And so I prayed about it, and that weekend talked to my husband. And that company, I saw myself retiring there. I'd been there already 15 years. But I decided, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. And that week before, ironically, I'd had a call with the John Maxwell team. Oh. It was called the John Maxwell team at the time.
See, when one door closes, a window opens, and as long as you don't jump out, right?
and I had told the gal, this is a great opportunity, but I'm really into my career. I'm moving up and I'm doing well. And
so they saw your leadership skill and says, have you ever thought about doing this for other people instead of some team for a company?
Right.
Yes.
And so what ended up happening was on that Monday, the company, we had my normal call with my manager. They're making some changes. And I just decided, you know what, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and take the severance and go build my own business. And that's how I got into this.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. And right now we're talking with Stefanie Montalvo, and she's a leadership executive coach. She can be reached at 209-986-3121. Or if you'd like to register for her event, text LIVE, the number 2 lead, or even better, text L, the number 2L to 209-986-3121, or email Stefanie at stephanieleads2@gmail.com.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll leave it. I think this is so important. I'm going to go to it that if they wanted to call my Allstate office, I'll make sure that all my staff has this flyer so that they can assist. Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
We help people even if they're not our customers. And that's everything we were talking about as, Small Business View is when you have a skill, and there's so many business people out there that they don't know where to go. That's where you were. You didn't know where to go. You found it yourself, because that's what entrepreneurs do.
Yeah.
But now for you to be able to share it in this local area, I don't think there has been an event like this. In fact, I just had a friend of mine, and she flew all the way to Texas for Tony Robbins to learn some leadership skills. Now, that was expensive. So, I mean, this isn't that expensive.
Exactly. A couple of years ago, I flew to Florida for training, for my business.
How much was that?
It was probably easily 10 grand, if not more.
Oh my gosh. So what is this? This is a great opportunity for local businesses to get to know you, meet you, take some tools away. How much?
$79.
$79.
Early bird.
Yep.
Early bird.
And $129 at the door. Yeah.
Oh,
so be proactive and register early.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. It only holds so many people. So,
space is limited.
$79 for heaven's sakes.
Well,
Invest in your business.
And then you get even bigger discount if you have 8 people. So you get $500 for a table of 8.
Take your team, your managers.
Yep.
Yeah, so bring your team because that's the people you need.
Your best friend that has a business that's always calling you on the phone going like, what do I do? What do I do? So now you can say, tell you what, I'm just going to bring you to this event. Now you have authors there too, right?
So the speakers all of them have written books.
Oh.
John Maxwell, as most people know, has written over 80 books.
Oh, wow.
He's sold over 3 million copies or 30 million copies of his books total. And then Kendra Scott, she's an entrepreneur, business owner. Back in the early 2000s, she started making jewelry at home. And she went business to business to sell it, and now her company is worth $1 billion.
Oh wow! Well, I used to be a cookie
I
jewelry,
know.
and that was fun. A lot of success in there too. I had a team of over 300 women below me. People go, so how is it? Like working with 300 women? And I said, well, women are amazing. The best thing about at that time was getting a chance to work with so many different women. The worst thing was having to work with so many women.
Yeah. I get that. Well, no, I really do because I did Arbonne for a while.
Oh.
And Arbonne was primarily a lot of women.
Yeah, majority.
Yeah. And actually, if you look at direct sales as a whole, 70% is women in indirect sales.
And women are complicated.
It's actually 80.
Is it 80 now?
So see also like, leadership skills. You're not only going to be hiring people. If you hire your best friend and girlfriend, you're not going to get any work done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of it has to do with how do you form that team. And so I'm so looking forward to this event. And are any of these books going to be available there?
Absolutely.
Or?
So we're going to have the books available we're going to do some giveaways, actually.
Nice.
Okay. I love giveaways.
So do I, especially when I get one.
Well, you know what? If I end up getting one of those books, then once I'm done with it and my team's done with it, then I'll give it to you.
Okay.
All right.
Deal.
I just think that this event is beneficial for anyone. I mean, whether you're a business owner, entrepreneur or not, I mean, we're all leaders, right?
Well, I'll get to meet other business people there too, right? So it's the networking.
There's going to be networking also. Yeah.
We all need as business owners to meet other business owners.
Absolutely.
And that's where you get all of this influence. And getting to meet Stefanie. Yeah. I mean, Stefanie's such a resource.
Thank you for that, Jeanette.
This is definitely the small business voice, and small businesses are going to be there right here. A local event in Manteca, Moffett. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so Stefanie Montalvo, she's a leadership executive coach. She can be reached at 209-986-3121. If you'd like to register for this event, text LIVE, the number 2 lead, or even better, text L2L, the number 2, and then L to 209-986-3121, or email Stefanie at stephanieleads2@gmail.com. And I'm going to put this flyer on my Facebook page.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Business people, we have to stick together. This is a chamber event.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Business people need to get to know other business people.
So You're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. If you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com.
CISPRO Innovations, connecting local businesses with local families. Display your services and products with our pay-as-you-go optimized website design program and boost your brand's online presence with our affordable social media marketing tools. To learn more, visit our website at CISPROinnovation.com. That's CISPRO, SISBRO, innovation.com.
We got the party rocking and the clock on the wall tick-tocking. It ain't stopping, but we're
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, you can reach Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. And we just had our guest come on, Stefanie Montalvo. She is a leadership executive coach, and she is hosting an event in Manteca at the Manteca Transit Center, 220 Moffett Boulevard on Wednesday, February 21st from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., featuring John Maxwell, Kendra Scott, Ryan Leake, Marcus Buckingham, Randy Estrada, and your host, Stefanie Montalvo.
I can't believe it's only $79 for
one person. Yeah, the early bird. Yeah,
and that is an investment in yourself, an investment in your staff, and yeah, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had staff.
I have.
I've had staff.
Yeah.
I mean, years of seeing when people come and they go, and it takes a lot of work.
It does.
Building a team and also understanding your staff, and that's leadership skills. I mean, look, Stefanie, she read books and everything else, and she had to seek it out. Here, to be able to go and meet with other business leaders in the community, get to meet Stefanie, because if you can't make the event, I mean, Stefanie's local. Yeah. She's right there in Manteca, and so she'll probably have other events, and you'll be able to, contact her.
She's a great person to connect with, I think, regardless, because she's very experienced. She's done a lot of work. Just interviewing her, just the people, she has come to this event. I mean, John Maxwell, I've heard of John Maxwell before. That's not.
I have heard of him, but same thing. As a business owner, and you're a business owner, we're busy.
Yeah.
And, that's the whole thing. I think there's going to be a lot of like-minded people there. And listen to when she ended up when she sought out his training, she got promoted. And because there she was. So if there's a manager out there, definitely, wouldn't you like to be able to get some ideas from experts on leadership? And I'm looking forward, because I know that the other business owners or managers in that meeting, they're all there for the same reason. They want to build a team. And these days, it's so hard to hire. And I was even thinking about that. I'm going to be hiring soon, probably in a couple of months. And now they have to fit into the team.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going to be a good fit? You can't just, and that's, I think employers make that mistake.
Jeanette,
they're so desperate.
How much does it cost to hire a person?
Okay, so for me, my cost is about $10,000.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. So the thing is, if they're coming in, not only do I pay for any training that they need for their licensing, but until they are licensed, until they're appointed and go through background checks and everything with Allstate Insurance, I still have them on payroll. And they can't do anything. So they're going through a lot of training. So we're talking 2 months there. But then also to get them up to productivity. And then it takes other staff members to help them where they're shadowing them to bring them on board. And I do know that a couple of years ago, I hired a few and they didn't pass the test the first time.
Yeah.
And so at that time, they weren't able to do the sales where they get commissions, etc. So I had started them out at their basic pay, but paying for everything. Mm-hmm. And it ended up taking 4 months, and that was just cash, expense.
Oh, Yeah.
And then even after that, when they start, the time and effort, and then if they turn around, and this was, I will tell you, great person, COVID, lost their jobs, everybody's looking for jobs, put all this time and effort, and then it opened back up, and she basically said, thank you, this has been great, but I get to move back to the Bay Area and not have to live with my parents. They offered me my job back. And so, it's, you put all this effort in, you want to be able to keep them.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that you're picking the right people. And even if the person, I'm just going to take this job till I find something else.
Yeah.
If they have that happy environment, then it's kind of like, oh, I'm staying.
You're making it hard. You're making it hard to leave.
I'll tell you, 2 of my girls in the office, no insurance background whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was completely new to them. Of course, my operations manager owned her own insurance agency for 5 years.
Oh, did she?
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
that's where the knowledge comes in. But then again, it's different owning an agency and now also managing staff, putting together processes, and making everybody happy.
Yeah.
Anyone can do their own job. In fact, the turnover rate, they said the one that has the least turnover rate are IT people.
Yeah.
They sit there by themselves on the computer in their zone. The biggest turnover comes when people have to interact with other people.
Well, my son works by himself. He's in IT. Mm-hmm. So, he basically, I think he works with 3 other people, but they're pretty much all by themselves.
And people lost their skills of actually connecting with people.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of staff where they go, "Can't I just text them?" And I go, "No, you're gonna have to talk to people." And so communication, leadership, building the team, it's exhausting to have to hire.
So here, listen to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. If you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. If you'd like to know about more of about this event that Stefanie Montalvo is hosting, you can also contact Jeanette for that too, for that information. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she'll get you all hooked up. It's $79 for early bird.
Yeah, I'm going to start talking to some of my business owner friends that I know are having some, leadership things. Maybe we'll just go in on a table. A table of all business
You know what?
leaders.
That's a great idea.
Then it costs even less.
It costs even less. Yeah, $500 for 8 people.
Oh, it's like a Groupon. I'm going to create my own Groupon. Call me if you're a business owner or a manager.
Yeah.
and maybe we can fill that 8 table up.
What is that, about $125 a person?
No, so it's 500 divided by
8.
40, that's 40, right?
Well, okay, math is not my strong. Maybe I shouldn't be doing math.
That's 40.
See, 50. Is it maybe 75 a person? No,
No,
I don't know.
8 times 5.
So
8 times 5. So 8 divided into 500. So that, for a whole day of and networking.
Yeah, exactly.
But 2 of those seats for me are already taken. One for myself, I'm going to have my operations manager. So if there's 6 people out there, give me a call.
And I think
or 6.
We're going to talk about Gold Star in the next segment, but I think there's just a lot of people that will get value from that. I think there's a lot of people in Gold Star that would like to attend this event, especially if you had 8 people. Mm-hmm. It's $6,250 a person. That's a great deal.
It is. It is. And I know that I'll fill up a table with those kind of savings.
Yeah, exactly. So, a great event. If you're a business owner or, maybe you're trying to be a business owner, maybe you're thinking about it, this is a great tool for you to be using.
Yeah. And leadership skills comes in everything, whether you talk to other business owners and especially if you're trying to build a team, if you have a manager, because so much effort goes into finding that correct person, training the person, and then if they're not happy and they're not getting along with the other team and people aren't working together, then you're going to lose them or the productivity goes down. So
really quick, you said that leadership was a skill. Can you talk a little bit more about that really quick?
Well, okay, so everyone has their forte. Family, you can communicate with them really great. And if you're a coach, there's a certain kind of coaching that you've learned from the coach that you learned from.
Yeah.
But like Stefanie said, just because she's outgoing and everything else, they go, oh, she must be a great leader. No, now you're thrown in with people you don't know.
Yeah.
And you need to have those tools. And so it's like any other skill, you have to practice this, you have to figure it out, you have to have a plan B, a plan C, until you find that formula, and people don't know where to get those resources and to personalize it to their office. Every office is different. The dynamics of every office is different.
Yeah.
So, it is a skill, and you have to apply the tools that you learn to that.
Okay.
I'm excited. Plus, also getting a chance to meet other business leaders in the community.
Yeah.
And coming together for an event to share ideas and network and learn together.
Yeah. And there's going to be food, too.
Oh, yeah, food.
Yes.
And freebies. And a workbook, something to take with you. It's not just listening to a lecture, but it's going to be, interactive and talking to other people afterwards. It's going to be good.
Okay. So if you want to know more about this event, contact Stefanie Montalvo. She's a leadership executive coach, and she can be reached at 209-986-3121. Or if you'd like to register for this event, text LIVE, number 2, lead, or even better, text L, number 2L, to 209-986-3121, or email Stefanie at stephanieleads2@gmail.com. This is the Small Business Voice with Justin and Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. If you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. Stay with us on Power Talk 1360 KFIV.
This business tip is brought to you by Cispro Innovation. Hi, this is Catherine Ramos, and today we're talking about digital storefronts. In a modern era, a business website isn't just a supplementary element. It is your digital storefront. When your website is optimized, it loads quickly, looks professional, and it is mobile friendly. If visitors experience slow load times or can't easily find what they're looking for, they'll more than likely leave and turn to your competitor. Cispro Innovation, where we help local businesses connect with local families. For more information on this tip, check out our blog at CisproInnovation.com. That's Cispro, SISBRO, innovation.com.
Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you'd like more information about becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. The Community Corner brought to you by PFC Quality Painting. PFC Quality Painting specializes in interior, exterior, commercial, residential painting, and cabinet refinishing. With 18 years of experience in the field, they can take on any project no matter the size. If you're looking to make your house look beautiful again, talk to them. They provide free estimates. PFC Quality Painting, bringing high-quality color to a wall near you. Call PFC Quality Painting at 209-900-3758. or email them at sales@pfcqualitypainting.com. So anyway, we just had Stefanie Montalvo on, and she's promoting an event, Live to Lead, featuring John Maxwell, Kendra Scott, Ryan Leake, Marcus Buckingham. Is hosted by Stefanie Montalvo, and then also Randy Estrada. They're kind of co-hosting it together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Stefanie was our first guest of 2024.
And what a way to start. I mean, leadership is everything.
Well, and our intern, Max, was so happy. He got out of his wheelchair, did a backflip, and sat right back down.
Yeah, Max. Good going, Max.
Yeah. So anyway, we have Gold Star meetings this week, and mine's on Thursday noon over at Skewers. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, if you have a business license, if you want to check us out, come have lunch with us. Skewers is a great place to eat.
Oh, yeah, I love it there. But, I like to start my day early.
Yeah.
So I attend Tuesday mornings in Turlock at My Garden Cafe. And whenever I can't make it, which is rare, I send my office manager, and she's like, yay, they have the best pancakes. So I mean, great breakfast, great people, and start off your morning 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays.
Yeah, some of
Stop on in.
us are early birds. Some of us are night owls. I'm more of a night owl, but I have been to that one before.
Oh yeah,
and
they're all over. I mean,
yeah.
I'm hoping to be able to visit some of the other Gold Star groups and
yeah. So when I go to My Garden Cafe, I get the cattle steak and eggs. That's my go-to.
Ah,
yeah.
Well, this morning I had I ended up having like an omelet.
Okay.
And I had spinach with it and Swiss cheese and then a little bit of ham, and I couldn't finish it. And I only asked for the 2 egg.
Yeah.
But and I don't do the toast or biscuits or gravy or any of that on the side. I just do the a la carte. But it's a good way to start the day.
Yeah.
So
nice, very nice.
And we had 19 people there.
Yeah.
So, it was packed and it was good. And we had a great presentation from a guy that was passionate. He works with cabinets and he's been doing woodworking for 35 years.
Who was it?
It's Charlie. And
okay.
Yeah. And he does custom cabinets and finish work, and he's a licensed contractor.
Yeah.
And he brought a complete slideshow, and it's great finding out about other businesses and the passion that he has. And at the end, you're kind of like saying, you know what? It's kind of like he's doing a hobby, but he's making money from it. And that's kind of like with Stefanie too, is when you have a good team, like I can be here now because my team is back at the office and they all work together.
Yeah.
And it frees an employer up. I mean, it feels so good because, I mean, everybody sees it, reality, talk shows, everything else. The last thing you ever want in an office is drama and people that are unhappy. And I will have to tell you, I have a really, really good office where I feel so blessed.
Community Corner is brought to you by PFC Quality Painting. That is owned by Christian Palomares. So he's in my club, actually. And Christian's been a painter for years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So and he's got a ton of great reviews. In fact, when I have the money myself, I'm going to have him paint my house.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So probably inside and out.
Yeah, I'm now working with several people from Gold Star. I mean, that's the whole thing. When you get to know people on a personal level, then it's you know them, you trust them, you know what their skills are. And so it's nice as a business owner when you need something done, you know you can find someone that you've already had lunch with or breakfast with and gotten to know. And there's that mutual respect.
Yeah. So if you want to know more about Gold Star, give us a call. My phone number is 209-896-6500. I could bring you to a club, show you around, and see what club works for you. Do
you know what? That's the whole thing, too. It's like I think that when you meet with other business owners and everything else, everything lifts up. You know, they say, you know, on the tide, all ships rise. You end up having that little bit of accountability, too. You see the other people that are, well, I'm doing this and I'm picking this up. And everyone's trying to convince me to do hot yoga. I don't think so. But it's for some people. I'll stick to my Tai Chi with beautiful classical music. But, so it is so many people out there that are just great people. And the Gold Star is a great way to meet them.
Yes, it is. So you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Power Talk 1360 KFIV. If you're interested in becoming a guest, email us at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. And if you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteForney@allstate.com. So we also have Gold Star events up in Stockton.
Yeah, there's Stockton, Manteca. There is. I
think we're trying to get Tracy relaunched.
Oh yeah, and then of course there's 2 in Turlock. One is tomorrow.
Yeah.
One, it's at 12 noon at the Big Bear Diner.
Yeah, Wednesdays at 12 noon. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they have good food too.
Yeah. We
Can you
don't
tell
have...
I'm hungry? You know, even though I went to breakfast this morning, it's already been a long day for me since I've been up since 5 this morning. But
so we don't have any Gold Star events on the weekends, but that one's at Wednesday at noon. That one's hosted by Susan Simford, Canines on the Move.
Oh yeah, Susan's great.
Susan's been on the show a couple of times. In fact, I just took my dog in to get him bathed, and my dog.
Yeah, my sister, she texts me. She's got that cough and the cold that's going around. And she also has a very spunky black lab that's like 8 months old. And so when I texted her and I said, Anne, is there anything like you need? She's going, can you pick up Midnight and just take it to a doggy daycare or to your house? And so I go like, no, not to my house. So, that's the wonderful thing. She'll be in, I'm going to pick her up and let Susan take care of her so my sister can just sleep and rest. And the dog will be able to play with other dogs and run around. And I know that she's going to be taken good care of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if everybody thinks of that too, they always think, oh, when I go on vacation, how about when you're just feeling sick and now you're going to have to take the dog out and feed the dog when you just want to stay in bed?
It's
Let
hard.
Susan take the dog for the day and just sleep.
Yeah. So when I had Elvis, when I first got Elvis, we lived in an apartment complex, and so like one of the things you look forward to was me taking him out for a walk, and but when you're sick, I mean that's the last thing you want to do. I mean you just want to go home, get to bed, and then he's sitting there going, I want my walk. Yeah. So if you want to know more about Gold Star, contact Jeanette or I. You can call me at 209-896-6500, or you can contact Jeanette at 209-667-2222. And I want to thank Stefanie Montalvo for coming on our show today. I really appreciate that. She's got this event coming up.
And that's the whole thing too. I heard about it and I was saying, how can people find out about this? And she was doing it like it the old fashioned way and going and visiting businesses. And I'm going, this is the perfect forum. So if you own a business or you're going to be having, like an event for your business or promoting your business or anything else, think about coming on and being a guest.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
absolutely.
As business owners, we want to know when these things are available. And I think one day, $79 to get all this, especially beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And it really could set the mood for the whole rest of the year.
Yeah, I want a great 2024. We want to thank everybody for listening each week, and we want to welcome you back next week. Special thanks to our producer, Mike Murray, and also to the GM of KCBP, Jim Costello, for recording our show. And special thank you to Max Boucher, our intern. If you have any questions about insurance or you'd like to talk to an insurance specialist, call Jeanette at 209-667-2222 or email Jeanette at JeanetteFournier@allstate.com. If you'd like to know more about my services or you'd like to become a guest on our show, call me at 209-896-6500 or email me at info@smallbusinessvoicemedia.com. Now, let's take care of business.